Now, houses of worship are allowed to begin services again under Governor Inslee's new guidelines. They allow up to 100 people to now meet outdoors. Counties in the second phase can hold indoor services, but only at 25% capacity and no more than 50 people. Faith groups can also meet together in people's homes, but that has a limit of 5 people. Less than 24 hours after applying, Thurston County is now in Phase 2, the largest county by population in western Washington to reach Phase 2. That means some businesses can reopen with guidelines in place. King 5's Tony Black reports from Olympia, where some people wasted no time getting back to business.
One business opened up just 15 minutes after the county got approval, but it's been relatively quiet so far here. The quick turnaround between Thurston County applying for and then getting the approval to move into Phase 2 may explain some of that, but there are still plenty of business owners who are very excited about Phase 2.
I was so excited to get here.
Karen Lackey wasted no time heading into Bella's Salon in Olympia Wednesday, saying she's been desperate for 2 things: human interaction and a haircut.
My hair hadn't been this long since before 77.
Daniel Berry is the owner and says getting back at it after 2 months was very important.
The financial end of it was one thing, but the ritual of one-on-one with a bunch of friends, it's hard to beat.
Wednesday, Thurston County was approved to move into Phase 2 of the state's reopening plan. Hair salons, restaurants, in-store retail, and some indoor church services could resume. All must still follow social distancing guidelines. Some of those guidelines can mean that you would be eating out here. The city and the Downtown Olympia Alliance have a plan that would have businesses seat people outside on the sidewalk or on the street to ensure proper distancing. And the city hopes to try that plan in the next couple of weeks. Phase 2 limits are 50% for dine-in restaurants and 30% for general merchandisers. Outdoor seating at restaurants would have to follow the same requirements for indoors, including limiting tables to 5 or fewer, arranging those tables at least 6 feet apart, and using disposable menus. Tony Black, King 5 News.
Along with Thurston County, Kittitas and Walla Walla counties were also cleared to enter Phase 2. So that means there's now a total of 24 counties in the state's 39 counties that have been approved for Phase 2. We asked the governor why he hasn't considered loosening restrictions to allow more counties and businesses to reopen.
Well, we're waiting because there's a virus that's killing people in our state. Our uncles, our cousins, our brothers, and our sisters are losing their lives because of the COVID virus. And we are taking reasonable measures to make sure that we reduce those deaths.
Meanwhile, Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan says she met with the governor and mayors of Everett and Tacoma this week. They're asking Governor Inslee to allow more businesses to reopen in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties.
But we're talking right now to the governor to see whether there's additional businesses and activities that can open up that could have been categorized as Phase 1, or they're an extension of Phase 1, or whether we're ready for Phase 2. So we hope to get that decision from the governor soon.
Mayor Durkan says the counties have already shown they could handle allowing construction to safely restart. She believes using the same practices of wearing masks and staying at least 6 feet apart, other businesses can reopen too. Kitsap County's application to move to Phase 2 is on its way to the governor. The County Health Board voted 6-1 to apply for the variance. And while the health officer gave the okay, there are still some concerns. The biggest worry is not about the people who live in Kitsap County, it's who may come and visit.
We have a large influx of people, not just from Seattle, but from all over the world who come to Seattle as tourists, who come into our downtown every summer. And again, maybe that won't happen much this year, but if it does, that is a real concern to us.
Kitsap County expects to hear from the governor's office by next week.
Mimi, Clark County in southwest Washington is still in Phase 1. The reason is because of an outbreak at a Vancouver fruit company that we told you about earlier this week. At least 70 workers at Firestone Pacific have now tested positive for COVID-19. 93 have tested negative. The CEO says the company started social distancing practices early in March and started doing temperature screening shortly after that. About a month later, they started requiring staff to wear those face masks.
Yeah, we could have done better. And, you know, I think through this process, we learned that we didn't do enough. And I sure hope that through our experience, which obviously has been very painful for many, that others will learn from it.
He says as a majority of those who tested positive were not showing symptoms, the company is now working with Clark County Health to decide when it can reopen. Today in Snohomish County, drive-through coronavirus testing will be available by appointment. Testing begins at 9 and lasts until 2 o'clock today at the Snohomish Library branch on Maple Avenue. Appointments are open if you're feeling sick or have symptoms of coronavirus. You'll get your results back in just a few days. If you want to register, you must do so online. Text the word TEST to us to 206-448-4545. We'll send you a link to how you can sign up. Well, today the mattress company Purple is donating 200 new mattresses to Seattle's Union Gospel Mission. They've been specifically manufactured in response to the pandemic. The homeless shelter has been facing a shortage as they enhance safety procedures because of COVID-19. Mimi?
The Pierce County Diaper Bank is offering free diapers to families in need. Parents can pick up a 3-day supply every month. Today, the Diaper Bank will be open at Franklin Pierce Schools in Tacoma from 10 a.m. to noon.